and the Vicious Wren does come off, and it knocks out my Tyranitar. Then why the hell is my Tyranitar Scarf? Did I miss something here? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Road to Master Ball tier. My name is CBAD, and I'm excited to be bringing you guys another Road to Ranked VGC video. I didn't want to call this Road to Ranked. Shout out Shady Penguin. Got another VGC Road to Master Ball tier video. If you guys are excited, show some love in the like button down below. Of course, if you guys are new and you guys like VGC content, you like Sword and Shield, you like my face, you like the background, I don't know, feel free to subscribe as well. We got a new team that we're trying out. We're doing 2 episodes per team. We are currently 9-3 right now, ranked 6 on the Pokeball tier, and we are using a rental team from the Trainer Tower website. Here we go. Scarf Tyranitar, Sash Sandrush Drill. We have a interesting little Pokemon here. It's Psychic Seed, Mirror Armor, Corviknight. When we roost, we do get the Psychic Surge boost from our Indeedee. Indeedee is Cold Berry with Protect, Psychic, Follow Me, and Helping Hand. We have Citrus Berry, Levitate, Rotom Wash, and then we have a Life Orb, Dragapult. So this team seems a little bit outside of my playstyle, but we're going to see just exactly what happens here. We're going to start off with our... Oh, I don't even get to change the music. We're just right in it. We're just in it to win it. Round 1. Dankus, what are you bringing for me, sir? Or madam? Everything hits hard featuring Cafagrius. Okay, so my opponent has a lot of Psychic... I don't see a Psychic resist on his team. So I like Indeedee. Indeedee's more of a backbone in this. What do I like? I kind of like Indeedee. I kind of like Corviknight too, if I'm being honest. Let's lead Indeedee Corviknight. And then Sand in the back could be pretty cool as well. I don't think this match is going to go anything like I want it to, but I'm going to attempt to lead Follow Me Indeedee to set up the Psychic Surge, take some damage with Corviknight and roost up, do all that fun stuff. And then hopefully be able to do some things with it. With Mirror Armor is Corviknight's hidden ability, signature ability, hidden ability, both. That reflects, so for instance, if my opponent goes for a Max Darkness, which would lower my special defense, normally Mirror Armor reflects it back to them. So I really am excited to see what all this team can do. Honestly, I'm always, the first video with the new team is always like, I don't know, man. It's like going out to eat at a new restaurant. It's like so many people are probably like, there's nothing wrong with that. I like going to my spots. Dinkus wants to battle in Searchster Stadium. I don't like Dinkus's trainer card. I don't. That was probably my least. No, not a fan. Not a fan. But either way, let's see what we got here. Sock the Tower Master and Dracovish the Tower Master against Indeedee and Corviknight. Okay, so something's gonna be faster than my Corviknight. Oh, Psychic Seed just pops it automatically. Never mind. Okay, so here's what I want to do now that I'm faster. I'm going to Follow Me with the Indeedee. And then I'm going to Dynamax and Max Airstream. Probably Dracovish, actually. We do get our special defense boost right out of the gate, which is really cool. I thought we had to be on the ground for that to activate. Maybe the terrain itself. But either way, we're already in a pretty solid position to be leading off with positive special defense. Dracovish and Sock really just says, hello, world, I'm here. And I think... I know Sock gets access to things like Earthquake and Rock Slide. My opponent's going to Dynamax right out the gate, though. With those fire contact lenses that he has. And my opponent's going to go and Dynamax the Sock. So, that's really comical because it looks like a Muppet and it's going to Dynamax in front of me. But I'm not going to underestimate my opponent. We know what happened last time. We're both going to shoot our shot turn 1 here. We're both going to go straight up to that new girl at school and be like, will you marry me? And she's going to be like, I just asked to borrow a pencil. But here we go. Both of us asking to borrow each other a pencil here. Both of us out of... Chase, why do you record at such late at night? Either way, we're going to Dynamax with our Corviknight here. We're going to be able to take any hit from this thing. Indeedee's going to go for Follow Me. So Indeedee's probably going to die here. Indeedee's probably going to die. Vicious Wren comes off, hits my Indeedee. We actually eat the Indeedee. Max Darkness comes off, and our Culver Berry is going to pop. So that actually isn't bad. We live on 5. So here's the thing. We're going to get a negative special defense drop, but we're going to mirror armor that back at the sock. Our max airstream is going to raise the speed of both parties. And we're going to be able... So I'm curious. So I want to... I know Indeed's speed is like super not good. And this is female Indeed, which means we are about, we're base 85 speed. We should, actually, we might be faster than Sock. Hold up. So I'm going to go for a Psychic into Sock here. And I'm going to max Airstream the Dracovish one more time. Dracovish is Scarf, and he's actually going to knock out my Indeedee here. So, unfortunate that it played out that way, but it is what it is. You do get a huge threat off the field. Sock actually goes for Max Lightning, and it's still... Wow, I was wrong on all counts. We're not faster than anything anymore. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, that's fine. He gets the Lightning up. We take it handsomely, and we're going to be able to go for a Max Airstream into the Dracovish here. We're +2 Corviknight right now, which is not bad for us. What is bad for us is that I have sand in the background, which Sock just says, "Hello, world. I am here." So frankly, well, let's go on to Tyranitar and set up sand. Let's go on to Tyranitar and set up sand first. I think this is, excuse me, I think this is incredibly winnable. Especially because he goes out and, okay, so Darmanitan comes out. So now we're +2 Corviknight. We're going to get up the sand, which is going to be some residual against Sock and against the Darmanitan as well. I am +2, right? Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so I'm going to go for a Rock Slide into both. And then I'm going to go for a Max Airstream into the Sock. And the reason for that being is our Sandrush Extra Drill will be faster than Darmanitan. And our Tyranitar is actually going to be fast in both. We can get the flinch off on either party. But you get the Max Airstream off into the Sock, which should be some big boy damage. Where, oh, the sand will pick up the KO on the Sock. So we are in a pretty handsome position right here. If he doubles into my Corviknight, he'll be able to knock us out. But I don't think we're going to be able to do much. The Sock is actually Weakness Policy, so this is going to tickle quite a bit. The Sock goes for Max Knuckle. The Max Knuckle does go out into the Tyranitar. Tyranitar is going to go down, which means the Galarian Darmanitan is what's going to be. So that's really unfortunate that we just barely picked this up. We just barely picked out the KO on this thing, but it's fine. We do get the flinch on Darmanitan, which is pretty huge, and the sand is going to pick out the Sock. So I don't think that we could have... You got sand in your socks? I don't think that we've played this as well as I want to, but we're still going to be in a pretty solid situation here to win this game, as my opponent does go out into Hawlucha. So what I can do here is I can actually Iron Head the Darmanitan and Brave Bird the Hawlucha, because we are +3 Corviknight, so I would assume that we are much faster. So I will just go for that, and I will Brave Bird the Hawlucha, and with that will be all she wrote, unless for whatever reason it's the Focus Sash Hawlucha. But even then, we're still faster. We should be in a good position here. Alternatively, I could have Rock Slid, but the Iron Head will come off into the Darmanitan. We do pick up the KO on the Galarian Darmanitan. And provided nothing fishy happens, I think we win this first game. So, little shaky on my side. If the... Is that Focus Sash, or am I just not picking up KOs? That was a Focus... Okay, that's Focus Sash Hawlucha. Okay, I wanted to make sure. I was like, what am I missing here? Close Combat comes off. Close Combat goes in the Extra Drill. My Extra Drill is also Focus Sash, though. So, the Sand is going to be able to pick up the Hawlucha here. That was turn 4 Sands, right? The Sandstorm's actually picking up 2 KOs this match. So I definitely think we played at like a C+ level, but still managed to come out on top, which just goes to show you that you can still play poorly and still come out with a victory depending on game mechanics. And I feel like we could. So here's the thing. We could have still won that if the flinch did not happen on the Darmanitan, because the Darmanitan would have hit me, would have done two things. It would have knocked me out, or it would have brought me down very low to where Brave Bird KO'd me. The Hawlucha still would have, I would have been able to go for a double hit move such as Rock Slide on Excadrill. I would have been able to knock out, provided I connect, I would have been able to knock out the Darmanitan and break and do some big damage to Hawlucha. The close combat would have brought me down to my Sash. It would have been a -1, and then it would have been a -1 defense where I could have gone for an Iron Head or another Rock Slide to knock it out. So my opponent did have Thunder Punch, Protect, Throat Chop, and Close Combat. Did have a Choice Scarf Dracovish with Strong Jaw, Dragon Rush, Psychic Fangs, Crunch, and Vicious Rend. Focus Sash Hawlucha with Close Combat, Fire Punch, Zen Headbutt, and Protect. The Choice Band Darmanitan with Guerrilla Tactics, Icicle Crash, Flare Blitz, Stone Edge, and Iron Head. The Rocky Helmet Throw was not brought with Guts, Rest, Sleep Talk, Bulk Up, and Storm Throw. And a Cofagrigus with no item, Toxic Spikes, Psychic, Destiny Bond, and Will-O-Wisp. So very interesting team, very cool team, and we are going to continue on battling. I say this every episode, but I feel like it's the episode where we're actually going to rank up. We're back to where we were. I want Chairman Rose's theme 10-3 right now. We got 13 battles under our belt. We're still looking pretty good here. We are going up against Alice Glass, who is ranked 6, and Alice is bringing a team that I'm actually really like. Duraludon, Hatterene. So we've got some speedy mons here with probably like a Scarf or maybe even a Banded Dracovish. The Toxtricity is more than likely something like Throat Spray. The Lazzle could be very interesting, and then Trick Room Mimikyu could be another thing my opponent brings. So what I want to do here is I want to lead off Tyranitar and Excadrill. We will be able to... Actually, what do I want to do here? Hold on. Let's think about this here really quickly. So if my opponent leads some variation of Trick Room, I could lead with the Excadrill and the Corviknight and just try to start doubling down on things. Let's lead Excadrill. Maybe Rotom? Let's lead Excadrill and Rotom. And then we can bring Tyranitar and Corviknight in the back. I like that. Let's try that. I don't know if that's the play. We're going to figure it out. I see Salazzle and I think Sash, which is why I wanted to bring the double down mons, but I got to remember I'm Scarf Tyranitar, not Balloon Tyranitar. So if I set up the stand and go for Earthquake, my Tyranitar is getting bopped. So we don't want that to happen. If you hear a doot-doot over here, it is my laptop that is finishing up another render. Dracovish and Duraludon are actually my opponent's lead of choice. So, and they are both shiny. Those are both legitimate. I would only have to assume. I would only be able to assume here. So I do want to go for Earthquake. And I'm going to Helping Hand my Excadrill. My opponent's gonna ask me for a pencil right out the gate, which is on the Duraludon. Because the Pokeball can only be the fossil. So my opponent did D-Max the Duraludon. This is still Helping Hand boost from Rotom. So let's see what happens. We're faster than Duraludon. We're going to be able to get a big hit off here on both of these Pokemon. And that does over half to both if he goes for Max Knuckle. So he's going to go for Max Knuckle into the Excadrill, which is going to bring me down to under half. It does give both of my opponents a +1 boost, unfortunately. Depending on where the Duraludon goes, I would anticipate the Excadrill. This could be bad, but the Vicious Rend does come off, and it does go out in the Excadrill. So we got some big damage off. We still have our Rotom here, and here's the other thing. Leftovers on the Duraludon. So I believe my Tyranitar is not packing Earthquake. Let's go. I'm gonna go Tyranitar. We're gonna get the sand up, which is gonna boost my special defense. Now, Scarf Tyranitar, we're still faster than Dracovish. So here's what I want to do. That +1 max knuckle is gonna... Is it gonna knock me out? I've got the special defense. I feel like it will. Let's Dynamax. What do I... Let's... Would Helping Hand... I don't know. I don't think Rock Slide would do it. I don't think Helping Hand boosted Rock Slide would do it. I need to figure out what I want to do here. Let's Dynamax, Max Knuckle... the Duraludon, and then I want to Leaf Storm the Dracovish for a neutral hit. Let's just see how that goes. I think that's my best opportunity. I think perhaps leading with Excadrill might have been a little foolish in my opinion, but it still provided us a big damage off on both my opponent's Dynamax Pokemon and a huge heavy hitter on my opponent's team. Tyranitar is like very physically defensive present. And I think we'll be able to get some good damage off. The Duraludon's actually faster. Goes for a max +1 max Steel Spike in my Tyranitar, which we do live. And he does get the defense boost on both Pokemon. However, I still think the Max Knuckle will be able to pull out some damage. And the Fishious Rend does come off, and it knocks out my Tyranitar. Then why the hell is my Tyranitar Scarf? Did I miss something here? I am so curious if I missed something here. If I misplayed. Like, I know, I understand learning my speed tiers to be beneficial right now. However, I still feel like a Choice Scarf base 61 Pokemon should still be of some use, I'd anticipate, but I'm not gonna, you know, that's I'm gonna try to bring it back with Corviknight here, and Corviknight can't even Dynamax anymore, which is we're getting into some unfortunate territory. So in here, oh my god, yeah, no, I did not play this one well. Okay, so would Tyranitar not be Scarf Tyranitar? If we're max speed hits 186. Duraludon hits 150. So we had to have been not as fast. I don't know. I got to double back and look at all that. I got to double back and look at all my Pokemon here. I'm going to Brave Bird the Salazzle, and I am going to Helping Hand my Corviknight and hope that that does anything for me. But I think what would we be Choice Scarf then if not to be faster than that? I'm not sure. It doesn't affect Corviknight. Actually protects me with my Rotom would have been a great play here. It does bring it down to 28, so we do live and we do pop our Citrus Berry, which is nice. The Max Lightning does come off. The Max Lightning is going to go down into the Corviknight. The Corviknight is living on 41. We do get a Helping Hand boosted Brave Bird out into the Salazzle. And that's going to bring it down to the Sash, and if we have one more turn of Sand, we'll be able to knock this thing out. Corviknight does die. Really? I'm going to look at this team again. I'm really curious. So Salazzle goes down. Unfortunately, I have a -2 Rotom on the field. And my opponent still has one more Pokemon in the bag. He went for a Max Knuckle. I don't know. If somebody in the comment section can kind of break down my speed tiers and figure out where I went wrong. My opponent had a full shiny team. That's totally gotta mean something, right? Totally gotta mean something. I'm gonna run away from that one. Yeah, I can't bring that, but I'm really curious. If somebody in the comment section, I'm gonna look into it after the recording as well. If somebody in the comment section wants to kind of let me know and be like, yeah, Chase, by the way, here's where your tiers were, because I'm very, very curious with the Choice Scarf Tyranitar where we were with that speed tier. I mean, my opponent had Leftovers Duraludon that hit 137. I mean, my opponent had, which hit 137, which isn't even max. That might be max speed neutral. That's max speed neutral. So I have this Stalwart ignores the effects of opposing Pokemon's abilities, moves that draws in moves. So like Tyranitar, even the Scarf should have been faster. What am I'm missing something. Unless that's not like a really good EV Tyranitar. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing something here, but somebody else can let me know. I have no idea what just happened. We're going to continue battling. And we're going to hopefully try to make it 2-1. I said in the last episode, we're going to try to get some, I'm going to get the Team Yell Trank, I suppose. We're going to try to win some. We're going to lose some. We're going to battle against my dude. Hopefully go 2-1 and just kind of make some things shake and bake and happen. So my opponent does have the Sandcore as well. Does have Braviary, Sylveon, Rotom-Wash, and Dragapult. So I do like the ability of being able to lead off Corviknight Excadrill in the event my opponent does lead opposing Sand. And I do like Rotom. Do I like Life Orb Dragapult? I do kind of like Life Orb Dragapult. I'm going to bring Life Orb Dragapult as well. I'm going to bring Life Orb Dragapult. We're going to see what happens here. We're going to bring some Volt turn action to kind of see what my opponent wants to go with. We're not bringing our own Sand. We're going to bank on the fact that my opponent brings Sand. And that may or may not be a misplay. 420, my dude. 420, my dude. I'm really curious there. What exactly happened that I missed? I don't know. My opponent is going to lead off with the Sandcore, so we are in a pretty good position to lead off with our own Sand. Tyranitar's Sandstream does activate. I don't see it on a balloon. I don't see it on a balloon, so I am going to Dynamax, and I am going to go for a Max Airstream. I'm going to go for a Max Steel Spike into the... I'm going to actually set up a Tailwind, and then I am going to Earthquake and get some big Demoglios off here and see what my opponent wants to do. Because I think banging on my opponent's Sand might have been the good play here, so... We are Sash. We do have our Sand, so if by chance my opponent does win the speed tie here, I will be able to get a big hit off as my opponent actually goes for a Protect. Very interesting, but I will be able to get a Tailwind up and go for an Earthquake. It could be Weakness Policy T-Tar. We'll see, but only time will tell. Only time will tell. We do a little bit over half. We do see the Weakness Policy come off, and that's going to be a big hit off that my opponent wants to get. But we're going to get a Tailwind off. So at the very least, my Excadrill is now faster than his. My Tyranitar goes to the Superpower into the Excadrill slot, which is perfectly fine by me because of our Focus Sash. And now what I do want to do is go for a... I would like to go for an Iron Head into the Tyranitar. And I would like to Dynamax. Let's go for an Iron Head and Tyranitar, and let's just click. Let's just click Earthquake. Let's just click Earthquake. Tyranitar does use Protect, so we are going to be able to get an Earthquake off into the Excadrill. He might pick me off. That's fine. If his own Excadrill is Sash, that'll be fine as well, but we will get a pretty large hit off as well into the opposing Excadrill to bring the opposing Excadrill down to the Sash. So if we would have doubled into that, that would have been a really nice play on our part. However, we still do have the Tailwind up. The opposing Excadrill goes for the Rock Slide, misses the Corviknight. He connects on my Excadrill, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Our Excadrill is going to go down. A Tailwind's still up, and we do have a Life Orb Dragapult in the back. So what I do want to do is I do actually want to go out into that Dragapult at this time. Another opportunity I have is to go for Rotom. Dragapult's pretty fast. Dragapult's pretty fast. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to go on to Rotom. I'm going to go for an Iron Head into the Tyranitar. And I am going to Dynamax, Max Overgrowth into the Excadrill slot here. Because this will put us in a pretty good position. If he did bring the Rotom Wash in the back, we will have the type advantage over it. We'll be able to set the terrain in case he does have any other ground users and get some residual recovery for when Dragapult wants to come in. But let's just see exactly what we can do here. Iron Head should be doing some damage. We still do need to worry about the fact that we do have a +2 Tyranitar in the field, which is something I may not have kept in mind. So hindsight, I should have maybe Iron Headed the Excadrill and Max Overgrowth the Tyranitar. But, you know, we kind of live and learn with these decisions we make. So let's see what my opponent wants to do here. We will be able to get a hit off into something. I would assume the Excadrill slot, because I don't know what else it would want to go for. We will be faster than the Tyranitar. I would hope Iron Head can do something. My opponent actually withdraws the Excadrill and goes out into Braviary. So this is going to be an interesting turn of events here where we do get some damage off into that slot. And we can probably, I think we have 1 or 2. This is the 3rd turn of Tailwind. So I think we have 1 more turn of Tailwind to be able to go for a Max Lightning into Braviary next turn. My opponent goes for Protect with Tyranitar. Did he just get a double Protect? I don't think he did. We're going to get a Max Overgrowth off, though, into the Braviary. We are going to, unfortunately, give the Tyranitar a little bit of residual recovery. But what we can once again do here is go for a Max Lightning into Braviary. And we can Iron Head the Tyranitar 1 more time. Because, like I said, I believe we do have 1 more turn of our Tailwind here. We do get some unfortunate buffeting on either side. Tyranitar, because it's grounded, does get the HP recovery from the grassy terrain. But I will once more go for an Iron Head and Tyranitar. And I will go for it in Max Lightning into the Braviary. My opponent, if he does have it, could Dynamax the Braviary and go for a Max Guard, which would deter my Max Lightning. But if my opponent does not have Max Guard on the Braviary, which I'd anticipate he does, I would say most Braviary that I would see coming out. So he actually saves the Tyranitar and goes out into the Dragapult. So we are able to get a nice... We're going to Max Lightning into the Braviary here. We are going to be able to knock out the Braviary. And then we will be able to get an Iron Head off into the Dragapult, which is pretty decent in my opinion. We do knock out the Braviary. My opponent still has the Excadrill on 1 HP and the Tyranitar in the back. Our Iron Head damage is going to go off. I think what I do here with my Corviknight, my Tailwind petered out. So I think what I do here with my Corviknight is, I think, because I do have 1 more turn with the Rotom, I think I'm going to leave the Dragapult be. This Tyranitar comes back out. Okay. So here's what I want to do against Tyranitar. I think with this, I'm going to set a Tailwind with Corviknight. And what I will do is I'll Max Overgrowth into Tyranitar. And I want to see how well that goes. And my opponent still does have the Dynamax preserved. He could Dynamax the Dragapult to try to get a big hit off. I also could see my opponent Dynamaxing the Tyranitar as he actually U-turns the Dragapult, doing some big damage onto Rotom. And we see that he is a Life Orb Dragapult as well. So it's a very similar team to me and my opponent have, actually. 1 HP Excadrill is going to come out. However, because I do get the Tailwind off, with my opponent still... Am I missing something? I don't think he's Dynamaxed. 1 HP Excadrill is going to come back out. We're going to get a Max Overgrowth off into Tyranitar, which is going to be able to knock it out. And I'm still, I think we win this. I truthfully don't see how we don't win this, but Tyranitar goes down. We are able to set up another Tailwind here with the Corviknight. Like I said, my opponent does have the ability to, and the stand is over, actually, so he would need to Dynamax his Excadrill here. His Excadrill does get a little bit of grassy terrain recovery. My Dynamax ends as well, so I think the play here... I think the play here for what I want to do is I want a Helping Hand Corviknight into an Iron Head against the Dragapult. That's what I want to do right here. Build the Tailwind up. We just set Tailwind. So we have 3 more turns of that. This is our second turn. And my opponent is going to be able to Dynamax. My opponent Dynamax is probably the Excadrill to give it its Sand Rush. My opponent chooses to Dynamax the Dragapult. Okay. Like I said, we are able to go for a... We are able to go for our Helping Hand Iron Head. My opponent does not protect with the Dragapult. The Excadrill goes for Protect. So we made the right play so far. Unless he max guards with the Dragapult there. He goes for the max Flutter Bee, and that goes off into the Rotom. So that's fine by me. I don't know if the Iron Head boost will still take into effect. The Mirror Armor attempts to retarget it back to the Dragapult, but Clear Body prevents that. He does get the Life Orb damage. Let's see if Helping Hand boost still takes into consideration with this. We are able to take out the Dragapult, so that was our biggest concern here. The Dragapult did target the Rotom. We have our own, we have a Corviknight and we have a Dragapult in the back as well. And that is going to be game. So we are able to pull out with 2 victories. We are able to pull out 2 victories and 1 loss. And again, it's all about 2 steps forward and 1 step back. It is all about 2 steps forward and 1 step back. And right here, I will just Brave Bird the Excadrill, and I will go for a Fire Blast into the Excadrill, and that will be game. So... we are able to connect this with our shiny Dragapult here, and that is going to be GG. So, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I feel like this game we played much better. This third game we played much better. The first game was pretty decent. We played at a pretty C+ level and still pulled it back. The second game, like I said, I don't know what specifically with the speed tiers I was missing, or where the team would have not been as well versed as I wanted it to, but it's okay. My opponent did have the Citrus Berry Braviary here. Tailwind, Protect, Close Combat, and Brave Bird. He also has the Weakness Policy, Tyranitar with the Rock Slide, Crunch, Protect, and Superpower. Focus Sash, Excadrill, High Horsepower, Rock Slide, Iron Head, and Protect. Throat Spray Sylveon was not brought. It does have Protect, Hyper Voice, Psyshock, and Magical Leaf. The Wiki Berry Rotom Wash was also not brought with the Will-O-Wisp, Hydro Pump, Thunderbolt, and Protect. We did see Life Orb Dragapult with Dragon Claw, Protect, Phantom Force, and U-Turn. So a little bit of a difference there between our Dragapult, but still pretty standard teams, or similar teams rather, I should say. We are going to wrap that up for this episode right here. Let's see with the 2 battles if we are able to update our rank. Did we come back up? Let's see. We just want to progress. We just want to progress. We just want to progress. And we're back to midway through rank 6. So I'm queuing up into the singles. I didn't want to do this. Oh god. Well, this is my first. Nope. There we go. Perfect. I was able to cancel off. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have enjoyed, feel free to leave a like on the video. It shows me you guys are interested in these types of videos and you guys are digging it. And of course, if you guys are new, feel free to hit that subscribe button as well. Plenty of VGC content as well as more singles Wi-Fi content coming your way in January. All that being said, I'm going to remind you guys to be great and do great. And I'll see you all in the next video. Later.